Hey guys, I'm back. Gonna give a few minutes and then I'll go ahead and get started with Wing Talk. And I do apologize for it being so late. It's at a different time than I usually do. I figured it would be better to go ahead and do a live stream while I still can. Hi, Julie Murray. Appreciate you coming in. Hope you're having a good day. I'm telling you, it's just been one thing after another with me this week. My cord from my charger quit working, and I ended up having issues for a couple of days, and it finally quit on me. Hey, Erica Thorpe, how are you doing? Thank you, Haunted Trucking, for helping me get a cord for my phone. It's been kind of chaotic over here. Internet's been acting up pretty bad, so that's why I haven't been on this week as far as doing live streams and whatnot. So I do really apologize for that. That's why I'm doing this one so late. Hi, Ray the fam. How are you doing? And it's because my internet's been so bad this past week, and I'm not sure why. It's been just acting crazy. It'll work for a while, and then it'll cut out, and then it'll cut back in. So, yeah, I've had kind of one of them. How do you put it? Nothing everyone wants to work right type of week. So, hopefully, this weekend's going to be a lot better. I'm doing good, other than the little frustrations that I've been having with my internet acting up, being really aggravated about it. But now I appreciate you guys coming to this Wing Talk. I know it's, like I said, a different time than I usually have it. It was frustrating. I was like, I'm going to attempt to, and then it wouldn't work. And I'm like, what the heck? So, yeah, I'm going to give a couple more minutes to see if there will be anybody else coming in. And if not, I'll get the show on the road. Today is going to be an interesting topic. Thank you, Erica. I appreciate it. All my links are in the description. I do have a Facebook group page called Fallen Angels, Wings and Halos. And it's just kind of getting started. And I do have a Twitter. And I have also have my PayPal on there if you would like to donate directly to me. That any money that's direct donated towards me is going to go back into things for YouTube, equipment, and possibly saving up to be able to get some transportation to get back and forth to do like explorations, a little bit of traveling, what I can do here. And so, yeah, if you want to direct donate, I would appreciate it. It's not required. I just have it there in case somebody would like to donate. I've had in the past a couple people wanted to donate for a specific reason. And update on that, I'm actually getting what I was needing for it. So, yeah. very happy about it, very excited. It's something that is supposed to help boost my internet. So maybe I won't have such a hard time with my internet connection. Hi, Chief. Good to see you. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and start rolling with my wing talk. This episode, I wanted to talk about moderations. How to be a moderator, what kind of expectations you may have, and because of the fact that I am a moderator and I have had issues with other moderators before, I felt it was probably the best to go ahead and talk about this. Also, the tips that I do give are also for people that are new to being a moderator. So if you are new and you want to know what a moderator does, this is going to help you. First of all, a moderator is somebody who comes in to, hi, Blur Sunset, how are you doing? A moderator is a person that is assigned or asked by the host of a channel to help moderate what is being said in the chat. Like, for instance, if there is a troll that comes in and will not let somebody say something, if they see somebody and they automatically block them or start something in there that's against the community guidelines in YouTube, the moderator helps take care of it. They can delete the message. They can hide the person if they have to. That's a last resort. Or put the user in timeout. That is a way to deter people from keeping on with that same subject. Also, if it's something that is not the best appropriate type of comments, can and should be blocked or deleted. I'm not saying to block everybody when you become a moderator. I'm not saying to block people. I'm saying that that's what you can do. That's like the last resort. And with a moderator, there's a lot of responsibility. It is, to me, it's an honor to be a moderator for several different channels. And as I grew into being a moderator for other channels, there are a lot of things that you can, that you kind of have to need to know to make things a little easier on you. And in the first place, you do have, as a host, you should look into people that are actually experienced in moderating. If you see them in live streams that you go to and you notice that they're coming to your live streams more and more, it's always a good thing to ask the person before you actually moderate them, because sometimes they might be working so much as a moderator. Sometimes they want to sit back and just relax. Now, as a host, also, I always pick the people that I trust, that I've observed being a moderator and what kind of job they do. If they're the type that, which I will talk about later, a rogue moderator, I don't play that game. I don't like messing with people that would do that. So, moving on. A moderator, by YouTube standards, is only there to keep everybody within the community guidelines. They keep out the negative comments, the stuff that is not dealing with what is being said in the stream, and then they also help protect the people that are in the live stream by keeping comments of phone numbers, addresses, anything that is personal information out of the chat. because once it's on there, unless the host actually deletes it or the moderators delete it, it's going to be there and it's going to be recorded for the entire time the video is up, which is not a good thing considering. A moderator has to be able to be comfortable with the host, understand what they're saying and where they're coming from. They have to really be observant and really understand the host and what kind of live streams they're doing in order to help the host. A moderator is the next step up as far as support. You're given more time and effort into not only participating in chat, but it also lets the host know what is going on. If there is something that is, that really needs to be addressed by the host, the moderators are the ones that the host, just unfortunately, because they are different, they do have a blue name with the blue ranch. They're the ones that are going to be seen at quicker than most people in the chat. And that's unfortunate, but that's the truth. And that's why it's always good for a host to have a good set of moderators. Moderators just help welcome people into the chat, be engaged with everybody as much as they possibly can. And they help those, like, if they have a question, the moderator can then turn around and say the same question, and the host may be able to get it. As long as it's repeated, they can see it. The host can see it, they can address it. Also, another thing that a moderator may or may not do is posting links. And again, that depends on who is the host of the streams and what kind of live streams they are. Now, if you're doing a collab with somebody, if you are doing a panel with somebody, some of the rules of that is also to make people aware of who's up on panel, and in a lot of ways also promoting the people that are in the panel because it's a team. The hosts a lot of times will suggest the moderators go ahead and put up everybody's links to their YouTube pages so people can understand, they can click on it and see who is exactly in the panel at the time. And as far as the panel is concerned, they should be able to interact. If they are a moderator on there, people need to be aware that a lot of times that a moderator that is on panel may be back and forth. They may be in the chat 1 second looking down from the panel, and that's them working behind the scenes. I myself do a lot of being on panel with Haunted Trucking, as most of y'all may know. Haunted Trucking is one of my good friends. He also does a lot of live streams, and he does a lot of panel live streams, which involves sharing and uplifting other people, other channels, trying to get people noticed, trying to be networking as much as we can within the certain criteria that YouTube has for us. And as a moderator, I've actually had comments sent to me on Twitter about looking like I'm being rude. And I'm not being rude. I'm doing two different jobs at one time. I'm trying to engage with the panel. I'm also trying to engage with the chat and putting up links and whatnot. So it's always good to have a couple of people, 2 or 3 different people that are strong, have different kinds of skills. Like there are a lot more people that are good about deleting comments, hiding people, timing them out. And then there's also people that are strong in getting links as quickly as possible to help keep the stream moving. So when the stream starts moving, there are hints that the host says, then it should flag you to say, oh, I've got to get this and this link to be able to post on the panel, or on the chat. So everybody can see it, they can click on it. Hey, the sharpshooter, welcome. And if they don't have those links, it makes the host feel bad. It kind of drops the ball for everybody. The moderators help make the wheels work behind the scenes, pretty much. And as a moderator, you are going to end up getting frustrated with yourself if you don't catch things. You cannot be a perfectionist on here. That's why there is more than one moderator usually in every given live stream. If one person is dealing with something that is on the chat, then the other person should be either engaged with people on the stream or putting up links to help promote the host and or anybody that is on the panel with them. And it's one of those things that you really have to be paying attention. Sometimes it's kind of hard to do, but you have to pay attention to what is being said, because you might accidentally put the wrong link in the wrong place. And as a new moderator, stay with one stream at a time until you get used to what is going on. I've had people that were moderators for 3 or 4 people, and they can actually keep up with every single one of those panels, or the chat streams rather. And it's because they've been doing this for a long time, and they've been doing it for so long that it's getting, it gets to the point where it's kind of second nature. It's funny how sometimes I will end up going and jumping from stream to stream, making sure that everything is took care of. If they've got plenty of moderators on one and there's nobody on another one, this is another issue that you have as a moderator. If you're a moderator for more than one person, who do you go to and stay in the stream for? I myself will go to somebody who has hardly any moderators in, just because they need that extra support. And if somebody has multiple moderators, it's already being took care of. That's the kind of situation that I've been in plenty of times. And it's one of those that you have to kind of, it's up to you what you should do or what you can do. And as a moderator, you also have to pay attention to people that that you stay in contact with. If you're in contact with other moderators, you can also, talk to them, understand, and work as a team rather than individuality. Because that's what moderators should do, work as a team and not let one person have to carry the burden of the where the other ones have lacked or dropped off or whatever. And things happen. And people go into live streams, the host does live streams whenever. And that's another reason why you should have multiple moderators, is because you may not get the same people every single time to be a moderator on your channel. And a lot of times you should ask the people before you actually moderate them. Only because there's a lot of people that do not want that responsibility, because there is responsibility in being a moderator. And it is an honor to be asked. It is an honor to be a moderator for any channel. That could be just starting out. and you can become a moderator, and you can actually be with them as they grow their channel, and it's actually really cool to see. And whenever the host, sometimes the host, they'll shout out, some of them will shout out moderators only because they know how important a moderator is and how important that role is to help keep the show going. And there is one issue that I do have. What if the host and the moderator end up falling out? They end up becoming what they call a rogue moderator. If there's a falling out, that rogue moderator will actually try to sabotage the live stream. There is that potential, and you don't know who they are. You can't really tell. And if somebody's blocked and they're still a moderator, I've seen where they can still do damage. They can hide people that are best friends of others or best friends of the host, and nobody even know it. That's one thing that kind of has gotten me. So as a host, you got to be careful. You got to be able to trust the people that are moderating, and the people that are rogue moderators. It's kind of hard to catch, because have been times I've seen somebody put up something in chat and all of a sudden they completely disappear and you don't see them again. And sometimes that is because that person is going by what they believe, or they just don't like that person and they'll delete them. That's not the way to be a moderator. You're there for the supporting the host. You are there to let things either slide as direction of the host, of course, always. Either let things slide or you have to deal with it as a moderator. You cannot use what you believe necessarily to guide you all the time in the live streams that you're helping support by being a moderator. Because there have been times that somebody will or may be the type of person that if they get offended by a comment, they'll delete it, even though it should be up to the host if they're small enough. If they're bigger, there is rules, you should be going by. And it's, it gets a little sticky there. But you always have to fall back on who is actually being the host, who is actually the rules that I follow. As long as the host is following the rules and guidelines of YouTube, you should always follow the rules of that host too. And it gets a little bit sticky situations at times. There's a lot of times that when you deal with trolls, that's another thing. Trolls can come bite you in the rear end really, really quickly. I know of a couple people that trolls are bad enough to where they don't just go after the host in the live stream. They go after the people that have kicked them out or deleted them or hid them from streaming, the streams, commenting. They'll go after them and report them. And that's something that YouTube needs to fix. Like, seriously. If you got somebody who is a moderator and they should review, if they're going to review anything, they should review where these people that are reporting, they may falsely, they're reporting people falsely, saying that they're, harassing and something else. They need to report those that are reporting based on being a troll and they're getting kicked out of these streams. Because what they're doing is trying to get the people that are doing the right thing and doing good and being very supportive in the community They're trying to get rid of them. These trolls are. So it kind of, you know, as a moderator, it's always good, safe bet. Always follow what the host says, and be wary of trolls. You know, the way I do it as a moderator, I don't interact with trolls. I don't argue on streams with them. I just state the rules. I'll delete the comment, either put them in timeout. If that's the second or third time I've had to say it, I try to make sure I screenshot stuff so in case something comes back to bite me in the rear end, I'll have it as evidence that I can give either YouTube or the host. Because there have been times that I was the only moderator a few times when somebody was just starting out. And I had to do what I had to do as a moderator. And this person turned around and tried to report me for following the community guidelines, because at that time I did not have any real set guidelines for what I should and shouldn't do. If that was a person that's been on her live streams before and was respectful, that's good. But at that time, that person was being disrespectful, was pushing it over the edge on the line of trolling and harassment. And I went straight to the host. And that's another thing about moderating. The best way to learn how a person can be or should be is to contact that host via social media or email and ask them outright, what kind of rules do you have? What kind of rules do you go by that you really are a stickler about? Like I can tell you, Haunted Trucking, I've been with him since the second live stream he's ever done. And I've been one of the ones that's been there the longest as a moderator. I can tell you there's a lot of things he'll let slide because he likes to talk to trolls. I can tell you, I almost know about what time he starts asking for different web addresses. And a lot of times he has rules that don't do nothing to these trolls just yet. He will either contact me privately or he'll contact me. He'll just give one little verbal order. He might say ban. And at the same time, I'm looking and I see exactly what he's talking about. As soon as I hear that, that's when I'll ban him. That's the only time, because as of right now, he's not got that many people that in streams that would warrant me to have to use my judgment as a moderator using the community guidelines. Because a lot of times there's things that are said that you could take as a troll, but not really. And Haunted Truck, it does like to have fun with trolls, and he has had them before. And I'm the type of person that, yeah, I might be a little sensitive. And so my channel is going to be a little different than Haunted Trucking's. Haunted Trucking can take a good bit, and he's very patient. When he's had enough, though, he's really had enough, and he goes at it. Me, somebody could try to bully me on a live stream. All it takes is just once and put them in timeout. That's kind of how I do things. And if it becomes a problem where they come back and they keep trying, and I just can't ignore it, people in the chat can't ignore it, that's when you hide them. If it's somebody trying to incite violence or say I should kill myself or something stupid like that, automatically hide that person, because that person is not going to stop talking like that. I'm a little bit more sensitive, but I'm also the type that I do try to give people chances. And in my opinion, if it was not for the moderators, especially in my wing talks, I would not have a wing talk. It would be just videos. It would not be live streams, because I've always, I count on my moderators because I don't look at chat. And when I do look at chat, it throws me off. So I try to watch when I can actually look at the chat. I trust my moderators enough. They will handle what is needed to be handled and throw up links whenever it's needed. I trust them fully. And I will always go to bat for my moderators. And another tip, as a host, it's not always the right thing to do when you have friends that you consider close friends being moderators, because what if something goes wrong and they don't know what to do because they're kind of shaken up. They don't know how to handle it. And they may or may not have been a moderator before. So it's always, a lot of times it's not a real good idea to put your best friends as moderators, and then it could hurt their feelings if they end up getting knocked off as a moderator because, quite frankly, they're either too busy or something's going on. They're being easily distracted. So on my Twitter, yeah, I did say I was going to clean up my YouTube page and my Twitter. And a little bit of it was my moderators. And the thing is, you have to have that backbone of having moderators as to be a host, to do live streams. And everybody one big tip I will give you to be a moderator is make a file. If you're on the computer, even on your phone, make a file of each person that you moderate for. Make sure you have anything that could financially help them out. If you got a PayPal, GoFundMe, merchandise, any of those links, make sure you put those in there. Also, make sure you put in any contacts like social media, like Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and make sure you try to support, as that's the best way to support, is to show these links, to bring these up, so that way people, we don't, especially people that are under 1,000 subscribers, do not get paid to do the stuff that they do. I'm like in a situation right now where I can't really get out, but there are times that I may end up asking, or having somebody will end up asking to support me a little bit financially, donating, whatever. So that's why I have a PayPal account. And I do have merch with Haunted Trucking. That way I have a way to have a little income to help me fund what I need for my YouTube channel. And moderators will always put up, share with social media. Make sure you smash that like button. It's to remind people, especially newcomers to YouTube, who don't understand that you should share this out on social media, that you should give a like or even a dislike. Even a dislike will help the host on the channel. So when these little reminders pop up about that, even the people that have been on live streams for a long time tend to forget, even though they know what to do. Sometimes they tend to forget just a little bit. So a lot of times moderators do a good job about reminding, smash that like button, hit that big red button, and ring that bell. And then in turn, people notice you. People notice the kindness that you show. And it's one of those things that really, if it's asked of you to be a moderator, I think, take it as an honor. That's showing on the host side that they trust you enough to be able to help you out. Help them out in supporting them. So a moderator's job it can get a little sticky, but if you are in conjunction with other moderators on the same wavelength, things will work out like clockwork. The wheels will turn the way it needs to turn. And not only that, people do shout out moderators because they understand and they know where those moderators are coming from. But yeah, that's about it about moderating. A lot of people did not come in when I first started. I want to let you know I am back. I've had a hard time with my internet. That is a good point. Do not ask to be a moderator on streams because you will and can be blocked by a lot of different people's streams. But Sharpshooter is right. Be careful who you pick as moderators. So it's just one of those things that you have to kind of, use your discretion when it comes to that. Just use your discretion as the host. Be careful who you put up there as moderators. And also, that's the one reason why the Sharpshooter, who everybody well respects as a moderator, I did not put him as a moderator because I know there's a lot of times he just wants to lay back, chill, and listen to what's going on anybody's streams. I work hard with a lot of different streams. I could list them, but I don't necessarily want to, only because it sounds like I'm bragging, and I don't want to brag about that. It's, I wanted to give y'all little tips and just kind of lay it all out there. As a moderator, make sure you have a file handy for each person that you are a moderator for, and just copy and paste the links when you hear somebody talk about throwing up a link for somebody, or they start talking about their stores on Teespring or any of that. That way, it's right there where you need it. That's awesome, Sharpshooter. I'll DM you when I feel like I might need your help. But as of right now, I think I'll be okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and roll on with some of the updates that I have. I've had issues with the internet, and that's the reason why I have not been live streaming that much this week. It's been kind of a terrible week. And my phone, I shouted out Haunted Trucking because he helped me with this. I had an issue with my phone charger, just stopped charging my phone. And it's not one of those universal charging cables. It is an Apple cable that quit, and that was the only one in the house. So shout out to Haunted Trucking for helping me out getting a charge cord for my phone. And it's working just fine now. And that sucks, Jennifer. When you get a new phone or you get a new computer, it's one of those that is really hard to keep track of who is what and what file. So I understand, as a host, sometimes things happen and people completely will understand if something happens to a moderator, if you ain't seen them in a while. And that's fine. You know, things happen. And that's right, Snobby Scrap Picker. As quick as you make somebody a moderator, you can remove it. That means that also can mean if you are the host and you happen to see there was something going on that you feel is not right for a moderator in your channel to do, you can always take away their wrench. And to me, that's the most hard thing to have to deal with, is seeing somebody get their wrench took on the live stream because of something that they done that was not up to par with what their channel is. And I mean, really, that's about it for me. I'm going to be doing more live streaming. I'm going to be doing some chill out live streams soon. And I'm going to start doing more wing talks now that I'm going to be able to have, probably around this time of night, be able to do live streams. Things change with my internet. Sometimes it lags, and sometimes it won't even let me in to do live streams. So that's why I have a hard time keeping a set time every single time I do a wing talk or a live stream. So that's about it. Jennifer. Yeah, I won't forget that. And I'm the type that I'm really laid back, but I always make sure to follow the rules of YouTube because they're the ultimate ones that can kick you in the back. And yeah, YouTube, that's the reason why moderators have gotten so strict about a lot of different things, especially the ones that have been doing this for a while. YouTube can, if they see something that's against their guidelines, it can always fall back on the host, and you do not want that. So moderators, that's the ultimate moderator job, is to make sure everybody's within the guidelines of what YouTube stands for. And otherwise, the host is going to get in trouble for what is being said on the streams. Or at least that's what I've been told, because I haven't had that issue yet. And I'm hoping that I never will. But I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And just remember, you never know what's out there until you spread your wings and fly. This is Fallen Angel with Wing Talk. Have a nice day.